Hey guys, and welcome to this video. Today I'm going to swatch and compare these three eyeshadow palettes for you, and this one is Body Heat or Rose Prick from Tom Ford. This one is Tisse Rivoli by Chanel, and this one is the Soleil Neige collection from this year, First Frost. So I'm going to swatch and compare these three palettes. If you want to see more swatches and close-ups of products, I'm going to have a link to the playlist that I did. I have a whole section called Swatches on my YouTube channel. So if you want to see more of these kind of videos, I'm going to have a link in the description box. Now let's go ahead and get started. I wanted to film this video mainly to show you my favorite Chanel eyeshadow palette, which is Les Quatre Ombres Tisse Rivoli in 226, and it's this one. So before starting my YouTube channel, I was only using this eyeshadow palette, and I think that this is the only palette that I have been repurchasing, and this is the third one. So I was only using this one. I had other eyeshadows I was buying, and I used to purchase other palettes, but this one was the one that I was using the most. It is very easy to wear. Now I want to mention that the main difference between these three palettes is that this one can be used only dry. You cannot use this with a wet brush. And these two are meant to be used wet and dry. Personally, I don't find much of a difference when I use the Tom Ford palettes with a wet brush, because they look quite pigmented and they are very creamy and very beautiful, even when used with a dry brush, so I don't find any difference. Now let's go ahead and swatch Tisse Rivoli. So I have one light just to balance, because today the weather is not good. And I've tested the lighting before starting to film this video. I tested the lighting a few times just to make sure that it's quite realistic and it's true to what it looks in natural light. But still keep in mind that I have a light now because it is very dark outside and I just need to balance. So this is Tisse Rivoli. The quality of the eyeshadows is outstanding. I'm going to swatch it here now. So this is Tisse Rivoli, and I love this eyeshadow palette. It's very high quality. The colors blend very effortlessly. They don't crease and they last all day. Let me give you a really good close-up. And this color here, the first color, is very interesting because it has tiny shimmers that I'm not sure if the camera is going to catch really. But it has very interesting shine and very interesting shimmers, almost like it has golden shimmers. Okay, so I'm going to put my hand here just to bring some shadow, because we are very close to the window and the window is on the left side. So it's right here. The window is from this side. And we have like really good natural light. And also I have one light on the right just to balance the really pale and strong light that's coming from the window, because it is cloudy and this brings that weird white light. And I want you to be able to see how the colors look for real. So this is exactly how the colors look in natural light. So for all of the videos in the swatches section of my YouTube channel, I always test the lighting before starting to film. Make sure that it's very realistic and it's exactly what you're going to see in real life when you're seeing the palette. So this is how it looks. And don't forget to watch in HD, so go to the settings and make sure that you're watching in HD, because that's how you're going to see the best quality of the swatches and the best close-ups. Okay, so I'm placing my hands like this because to combat the strong light that comes from the window. Okay, so now I want to show you also Rose Prick or Body Heat. And I also have a video where I compare this eyeshadow palette to Mercurial and Honeymoon. So if you want to check that out, I'm going to have it in the description box. And in general, check out the swatches section if you want to see more very high quality close-ups and swatches of the products. Now let's go ahead and swatch. The quality of these eyeshadows is outstanding. So I can definitely say that the Tom Ford eyeshadow palettes, the Wet and Dry formula, the colors are more creamy, more pigmented than Chanel, because the Chanel's eyeshadows are feel a little bit lighter, but they are still very pigmented. They still look very beautiful on the eyes. Just keep in mind that this one, the colors in Tom Ford are somehow softer and a little bit creamier, a little bit more pigmented. These feel a little bit harder to the touch, but still the performance is outstanding. They're just different formulations. So I'm going to swatch here Rose Prick or Body Heat. And now we have only natural light coming from the window. So you can probably see a lot of similarities between this color and this color. This color has, in real life, because I'm like looking at this in real life, this color has tiny golden shimmers that are a little bit more visible than in this color. In this color, again, it has that kind of golden copper small shimmers, but they are not as visible as in this color. But I don't think that on the eyelid this is going to be very visible. So let me show you now. This color and this color are very similar when swatched, and I don't think that on the eyelid it's going to be much of a difference. And last I'm going to swatch first Frost, and this is from this year's Soleil Neige collection, the winter makeup collection from Tom Ford. I'm going to swatch. This palette is very pretty. It's one of my favorites from Tom Ford. And you can see here that the colors feel almost like pearls. They look almost like pearls in real life. They are very pearly. They don't have chunky glitter, but they just bring light. They have a lot of light in this palette. So I'm going to swatch it here. Okay, so now you can probably see that these four colors of First Frost, they are very luminous. So they are the ones that bring the most light. Okay, and here we have all of the swatches, all of the colors. So you can probably see that Tisse Rivoli is the most subtle of all palettes. Okay, so here we have the three palettes swatched, and I have side-by-side swatches of the colors that are similar. So on top is Tisse Rivoli, next comes Body Heat, and the third one is First Frost. So I've chosen the colors that look similar to me, and that's why I wanted to give you like side-by-side swatches. So once again, the first row is Tisse Rivoli, the second row is Body Heat, and the third row is First Frost. So I saw this kind of swatching from I am Anna Sin from Instagram, and I'm going to have a link to her Instagram account in the description box. She used to do this kind of swatches, and I find them very useful because you can see the colors that look similar side by side. So she used to swatch the palettes horizontally, and I find that this was very useful for me personally, and that's why I decided to literally copy the way that she is doing the swatches. So you can see that we don't have real dupes here, but we have colors that are quite similar. And you can see that here we have two very similar colors from Tisse Rivoli and Body Heat. These two colors also are very similar. And now I'm going to switch off the lights. So without light, this is the light that is coming only from the window. And then with light. So I hope that this is going to give you an idea of how the colors look. Now I'm going to switch off the lights once again. And then turn them on. Okay guys, so that was all for today's video. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe, and I hope to see you in my next video. Take care, bye!
I'm driving, you're smiling, just really doing nothing. That's the thing I like about you. On the highway, it's our way, Route 66, and we keep on driving. We just do what we wanna do. Yeah, no, nothing's complicated.